Poste Nago. You have truly put your foot in it this time.
Last time you showed your face here, you left with a
Akira, you swing the forge hammer with such grace, I say.
A better compliment than you paid last time. I'll take. Holler if any of the iron or steel laying around catches your face. Akira, I will get started at once. Have a seat. This will take time. My friend, your handsome blade is restored. A good thing it was made of exceptional steel. Such a shame to see it go, but go it must. If you need iron or steel,
I will give this a good home.
Razor skewers, crusted swordfish. Today's catch, I say, fresh and hot. For what do you return, my friend?
For Keme, I would eat every day.
This labor would be my honor if it sated.
You both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
I did not send for anyone to preside over our contest.
No? You didn't hire a bodyguard. We have business. What do you want? The family keeps you on a tight leash, Laro. We're getting impaled on a valet.
What's your words, Oaf? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
Akira, the Queen consigns murderers to the gullet.
If I wanted the opinion of some tentacle-headed savage...
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on valiant terms.
We are civil enough to kill each other without making an incident out of it.
If you want a civilized resolution, you're talking to the wrong folk.
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardato silver.
Miller! Scatter!
What? Where are you going, you stuffed shirt? Hey, wait! This isn't over, you coward! You can't hide behind your corrupt mother forever!
Laro has returned to the estate intact. Perfetto. Too much Bardato blood has been spilled in the name of Vengiata. Here, for your discretion. There can be no peace while civilized kith turn on each other. Our family can't go on like this.
Would that scandal and bloodshed kept their distance from my house. You saw my son dueling with the Valera boy. At least when Valera and Bardato cross each other, only blood and sorrow remain. Perhaps in time, if great Wodica judges us worthy of supporting the company, word has spread fast about the little spectacle of the dogs. You've certainly caught everyone's attention. Perhaps the Watcher of Queen's Beth whispers of a Valera plot against my family. Something grander than pointless duels. You are a newcomer to the Deadfire, uniquely positioned to loosen Valera tongues. Zilli Valera strums a lute by the watchtowers. A meek-tempered boy. Fonder of song and drink than the family business. He might spill something of his family's affairs. I'll have it taken care of at once. There. May it open doors for you. Try not to alert the Valeras of our knowledge. That is the point of involving an out... Because we do not belong in the same business. The Valeras are opportunists reaping the rewards of happenstance. They're little better than the pirates they're charged with slaying. Fratello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions. Oh dear. You think I'd put myself in pistol range of that old imp? I suppose it's not your honor, I doubt. I have little objection to discussing the matter. I simply doubt Otello will listen.
You're looking prettier than when you left, or so.
Merla, cut it out. You're gonna make a habit of turning up.
Something more I can do for you? Did you get lost? Well, as they say, business can open.
Am I supposed to play nanny?
They listen to you, Martino. Enough! We have a guest. Ado, I hear you witnessed an unfortunate exchange behind the Adra Mill. You kept Laro and Orso from the Beyond. We could use such a mediator. Martino has need of muscle and brains outside of the Valera house. I will entertain your curiosity. The Bardato Bank shuts us out of investments and stifles our finances. This is the richest prospect on Iora, but we
can't make coin at the expense of others? Now that's a crying shame.
If you know a better way of squeezing profit out of these islands, I'm open to hearing it. Ezali is a rich thug, and someday she will get what's coming to her. If we must. What is it? After everything that she... Madiko, What is she planning?
You're not considering this? The Bardatos have nearly ruined us!
Enough, Martino. I will not let our families tear each other to ribbons while I can avoid it. Tell Ezali to meet us here. I won't be lured into a trap.
And I must entertain them? Go on.
You're a follower of the light?
The light? Oh, you mean... well, depends on what you mean by follow.
Maybe you heard earlier?
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. It's about... She means well. I can see that. And she's spirited, and if I was still young and didn't know the things I know, it'd be different. But anybody got that much faith in any god, let alone Aethys? I don't know how to talk to someone like that. I get why she's like that. And I was there once, a long time back. But it's 'cause of that I can't see a way to respect it. I'm no good at hiding it from her either. I don't see this getting better. It doesn't seem like she's any different than what she shows. Same thing, really. That's just... I guess that sounds familiar now that you mention it.
Speak up. My business never sits still for long. Betello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions. You're serious? If this is some Valera trick, I'm not walking into a trap without keeping an eye on you as well. Very well. If nothing...
You run your bank like a crime syndicate. Some of us struggle to tell the difference.
We can take it up with the director any time you feel like explaining why your children are intimidating my merchants. I see our would-be mediator has arrived. Well, we're here. I hope this wasn't some elaborate, ill-advised jest.
I would not willingly welcome a Bardato beneath my roof for the sake of a jest.
As long as the Valera remembers his place, we shouldn't have any problems.
My place is in the dueling ring. Care to let the gods decide, Lady Bardato?
Quiet, Martino. Watcher, now would be the time to lay out your reasoning. Ak, raise the stir in the White March Mountains. The same could...
A force? Watcher? To what end? A worthy ambition.
My goal? To wring out a little respect from this feud. The company will bleed us dry. We give our lives, our loved ones' lives, and they don't lift a finger to help us. Why shouldn't I teach my children to walk with their heads high?
So, what's your solution? We square off against each other on a field?
Forgive my son's inclination to seek out easy solutions. Platitudes have a way of arousing his ire, a trait that runs in the family.
One does not arm the competition. Besides, lesser people have made more of themselves without the aid of banks. Vagabonds. The only thing I'll say for Otello is that he is a son of the Republics. I'll treat him like any enemy of note.
I'm amazed you can say this with a straight face, Azali.
What else? We turned up and proved you didn't need 10 generations of inbreeding to get—
It suits you to play the slighted paupers, doesn't it? Otello Valera insulted me to the governor's face. I tired of their play at innocence. I have raised up my family through effort and sacrifice. Once you own the castle, things change. Yes. Yes, I do. They are passable sailors.
Of course, but
I want the Principe out of the trade lanes.
What?
Half of this month's shipments are missing. I'll give you coin and crew for 5 ships to earn back my investment.
6 ships. With 6, I will drive the Principe from these waters like rats from a fire.
6 ships. I believe we just made a deal, Val.
Then it's settled?
So it seems. For the time being. Time will tell if this arrangement is a favorable one. My hosts, you'll excuse me if I return home.
Never saw myself breaking bread with a Bardato.
With our new capital, the fleet can be fully restored by month's end. Here, you may count yourself as one of the family. That grants you the right to display it. Valera ships escort goods and merchants from island to island across. The Principe dogs show us the...
Better that the Valeras ran our fleet against the rocks than suffer peace with our enemies. If the Bardatos want our protection, they will have to deal with us on Ferret. Some meager consolation there. If the Bardatos are serious about financing our repairs, from there we do what we do best. Is drama an acceptable answer?
Makara, most definitely.
Gallarde. Then I swim in the same waters as my fish friend. I make sure the wine cellar is stocked.
Captain, how's about you let me aim the cannons next time? I swear I can hit the right spot at a distance.
I never thought to see a Valera on my payroll. I have not forgotten my debt to you. The Bardato vault is crowded with enough heirlooms that we won't miss this one.
This area is up.
Our family could do worse than make peace with such accomplished foes.
You've brought us peace in a difficult time. Thank you.
Need a fresh jacket or pants? Take your time. I'll give you...
Dora must think I work for free. Be with you in just a... almost had it. Damn your eyes. Hazard of the work. Came in on the sloop? I can hammer your ship together if you're at... Oh, come take a look.
How might I assist you? Certainly, sir.
Gelarde, such a solace it is to see you again. Well, share and share, as is the law of the coast. Meaning what? But at last, you were able to read his soul? Despite how much time has passed? You're trepanning me. Must be. Well, amico, I must ask that you enlighten me. A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors? I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation. A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise. A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know? It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll lick first. Swear it. I have your word on pain of guano. Then you're to head to Crookspur Island, where you'll meet with Master Kua. He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals, so now their trade routes are under constant ambush. I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard, but in the case you reconsider, when you get there, speak with Master Kua. Ado, and how is the sea treating you, Watcher? Who better to ask than the first chair and highest rank on Ak? What is it you wish to know? We are a magnificent but largely landless people, so we have come to own the sea. To survive, we must seize prosperity where we can. Hence, we're oft labeled as pirates, smugglers, merchants of illicit trade, or mercenaries. It will not always be so, but it is for now. Ak, what is it you wish to know? What matters is not who they were, Gazita, only that we took it from them. But as you are curious, I will tell you this. The architecture of Balefire Beacon suggests dwarven craftsmanship. My own research into the island upon which I established Dunwich paints these ruins in a picture of blood and agony. Whatever dwarves sought to make their refuge here were exterminated. Fortuitously for us, Ondra shelters her loyal sailors more than wayward. Ak, what is it you wish to know? Indeed, Aimiko. You are correct in this assessment. We are descended from refugees who fled during Old Valia's decline. They sailed the eastern reach to the Deadfire. But they did not settle the islands. Today, even, our shipboard life continues. Ak, what is it you wish to know? Come, let us share a fine conversation. I am listening. What weighs on your mind in this moment, Casita? By all means, I would happily entertain any further questions you may have. Indeed, I do. Though I and mine cannot so openly venture to the depths of Neketaka, nor can we commune with the dead, you must search the Temple of Berath on Neketaka's sacred stair, Izair's tomb. Come, let us share prosperity be with.
What have we here?
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome. I work for a handful of pyres per day. How could I was playing dice and gambled on a sure thing. It turned out, of course I started off owing him 250 and even, oh, thank you patron. I'll be debt free in no time.
Hello. May I help you? Need anything? I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm a man of adventure, a few. More than I could share in a night, to be sure. There is one that's close to... I was on an expedition into the backwoods of Read Seras when I came across an abandoned town. To my great surprise, I found a tremendous hoard of books in the town priest's cottage. The Read Serans are conservative folk, more so even than the Adirans. They don't have much use for reading that doesn't come from one of the holy texts of the Church of Aethys. And what a selection of books it was. Every subject represented, even some questionable ones. I tired soon of wandering, so I settled in a small town in the Deerwood and became a tutor for a noble family. Well... I felt a stirring in my bones one day. I can't explain it. I just woke up, caught sight of the horizon, and had to go. I left my lady wife right there in our marital bed. I don't know what's waiting for me out here in the Deadfire, but I have hope this will be my biggest adventure yet. Well... You listened to my long tale. I suppose you are owed a trick or two. Have your...
Kill him, wait an hour, then pull any gold teeth. Easy as pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead. It makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe I'll pull your teeth just to prove you wrong.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You, out.
Probably just insecure. Sure.
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffin. What can I do for you? Figured that out all on your own, did you? You're right, though. Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit. What do you want? So long as you show me some...
Have mercy on me.
Go away.
Lost my goddamn soul. My ship was attacked and boarded by pirate hunters. Didn't know if we'd be able to get away. So, of course, now it ain't coming out of either end. Been trying all manner of foul concoctions to no effect on account of my stomach being too strong. Years of sailing the storm-wracked seas will do that to you. Started feeling an intense pain 2 days ago. I think I ain't tried that. My stomach's all black and bruised. But trust me, exploding would be alright. You can take it. What I used to think was a Rosanella's got a...
Is that you? What's it been? 5 years?
My. Aren't you a handsome one? Did you need help? Isn't it obvious? I entertain, of course. It'll cost you 50 pyres, naturally.
What do we have here? How can I ease your troubles, friend? I surprise and delight the class. My speciality is oils. Full-body rub-downs, right? I got other skills, of course.
Stars. You half-masted sot. She's got to be 90 years old.
Andra's gills. There's no hope.
My old captain was a drinker from the day he was born to the day he died. Always he was rail thin. He wound up with a wooden leg, 26 ships and a bilious fever.
Looking for work?
Sunrise
I've
is a
got coin
wild
and a few
dance.
scores to
The
settle.
coming horizon is a sea-sized ruin.
Did you hear? The gilded kestrel was lost at sea. From Goldfinch Fleet? Impossible.
So you're the captain the old port's been talking about. Aye. What you having? I'll pour you a double. Ah, I guess the last concoction. There's one last tincture recipe I know that won't kill him. Probably. You'll need a rotten hagfish, an unripened palm stone, and a vial of fire kelp extract. Have him mix it all with a half tankard of grog, and well, hope for the best. Check the barrels around Lifter's Refuse for the rotten hagfish. You might be able to find Harker in the King's coffin. I did tell you the list of ingredients. No one survives the floating hangman, or so they say. It's the
Weren't no one to bribe.
They
A
sailed
floating
on
hangman
the
gone.
gilded
Now they're
brigs,
bones.
and they wailed to us. Put down anchor, breed, and don't loot so much. But when should we lot? Where and how could we settle? Drink more, doves, and you may sober up. Sinking Aora's last ship, 3 stars before the...
You're the captain who Aldi's invited to parley, ain't you? I'm to keep an eye out. It's so I can provide you an escort when you arrive. Right this way, Captain. It's my pleasure to show our honoured guest.
You must be Captain. Glad you could make it, Loveson. Like what you see? The mark on this side, it means I'm the second highest rank on the Council of Captains. I'm but one chair below that cop now. I know I offered you a full parley, but I'm a pirate, which means I'm loyal to my crew. You killed my fourth chair and a damn good friend. A part of me might be impressed, but a part of me wants to flay the skin from your face. Understand? If you've an explanation, I'd advise you to give it up real quick. Don't think you'll deflect me, Loveson. Benworth was one of my captains. You cut off my right hand. How do you plan to replace it? He said you had a smart mouth. But I suppose this'll quell my anger. For a time. Now that we've got that out of the way, I'll admit, I really like you, Captain. I'd like to make you a deal. Forgive me for dragging you all this way, but I find the proposition of a partnership best works in person. Me and mine within the Principe would make for powerful allies on your side. But would you give us loyalty in return? That I'd like to know. You're the cautious type. I can respect that. You just like to be wooed. But is it gold, booze, or power you're after? I'll offer you all three, and some. But I like to be courted too, Loveson. And I always come first. Say you wanted to entice an alliance of like-minded captains. You might start by aiding one of my best in Nekataka. She smuggles through the underground. Goes by the name of Mad Morena, she does. And let me tell you, Dove, she's earned the moniker. You've a bright future ahead of you, Watcher. See that you don't tarnish it by flying the wrong pirate's flag. Out with— I know you've met with Ferrante. That you may even be working for him. That pribbling cock-rot. But that doesn't mean you can't partner with me instead. Don't do anything to let him catch on. Just keep me appraised of certain future events. How clever you are. No need to commit to it now. You just think on it the next time you're toiling for a man who'd happily gut you. After you've done his bidding. Given. When the time's right, we'll set our strategy. Well, what can I do, you lovesome? Got something for me, Dove? I'm all ears. The floating hangman is the remains of the Fonferus. I had heard rumors as to such. The floating hangman flies a flag featuring the burning palace from Old Valia. I've only suppositions to offer you, Loveson. But I'd bet my swollenette Ferrante aiding the slavers is small fry for a captain like Ferrante. It wouldn't pay well enough to be worth the investment. No, he's got ulterior motives, mark my words. You can bet I'll be looking into Ferrante's possible business and political associations further. For the tip? Nekataka. But why there? Well, go on then. I'm sure you've heard our saying. Share and share, as is the law of the coast. Explains how she's captain of an undead crew. That also tells me, if she's a Death Guard, then there'll be something she's wanting most fierce. Something she may be willing to bargain for. This bit of knowledge is something I can assure. I always did like untangling the threads of history. It's like puzzling out an encoded treasure map. Only to reap these spoils, we've to uncover the mysteries of the past. Give me time, and I'll find the means to deal with Lucia. Then we'll be one fathom closer to commandeering the floating hangman. I figured as much. That's how Ferrante gained his political standing. And that's how he keeps it. With underhanded tactics that whittle his opponents into ruin. Me? I prefer to face my foes head on. Give them the chance to join me before I fucking annihilate them. And I like to reward those who support me. I'm good to my allies, you see. For your troubles, Dove, let me share with you a little of my treasure. As you wish, Dove. I am happily and wholeheartedly at your disposal. What? Like, when I'm not out plundering the seas, I'm right here ruling my fleet. Suppose I like a good... Don't guess you like the saying? Well, sure. You're welcome to use mine. But I've got a problem, Watcher. And I think you're just the captain to solve it. Me and Ferrante don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Not least of which is the future of the Principe. We got few rules amongst us new bloods. But one of them is that you live free. We steal and we might murder, but if you pledge to us, you're our blood. Now, if I were to act in direct opposition to Ferrante, he'd use it to call a vote of the Council of Captains. He'd see. Which means if you were to, perchance, free the slaves at Crookspur, Ferrante couldn't do piss all about it. No one deserves to be enslaved by another. Understand? I'm asking you to sail to Crookspur to meet with one of mine. She's hiding within their midst, and will have insider information on the slavers. She'll find you, Lovesome. You'll know her by her scar. It's a ghastly sight. Find me when you've freed those slaves. I'll make it worth your while. Captain? We're the future, and we ain't going nowhere. We're pirates, Lovesome. We own this sea, and the sea loves us back in her twist. Ferrante pines for a homeland he's never seen. But what does Old Valia mean to me or my crew? We're not Valian, and we never will be. Though if you're Valian and you want to join our bloodline, you're more than welcome. Generations ago, and I grew like a weed in the deerwood, you see? You say Consueglo me casitas, I say Council of Captains. You say Principe, I say best pirates in the Deadfire. You say...
Are you ready to meet our commander? Well, she didn't. You know.
Atsura asked me to train a crop of new sailors. Guess the sharpshooting lesson was wasted. Should have spent that time talking about home. I didn't stay long. We sailed north for target practice, then circled back. Should have kept going.
Reckon that's the first time I ever bore witness to my own demise. It was... never woke with such a driving need for reaping before. It's making... It did for a while, but then it wore off. All this essence I've gathered. It soaked the blessing right up. Left me with hardly none. Oh, I plan to. Gon chose me as a harbinger for the coming harvest. Not anyone else here, but me. Seems the more souls I gather, the better I see Gon's will. And the less I get a wink of sleep. Night or day, sleep or waking. It's getting harder to tell what's real from what's just yet to come. There is something I'm meant to do, though, once I gather enough souls. Us Gonites, we're supposed to shepherd lost souls, not just gather them. The harvesting's only the first part. If I were to dump the souls, it might make me dream less, like before. Or, darn it, who knows? Maybe it'd just make it all worse. Either way, I've got to find my purpose. Will you help me, Watcher? I was hoping you might would. Sometimes I feel like, with you by my side, I can stand against gods. It'll need to be a potent source to overpower the draw of my lantern. It's gotta be luminous, for sure. That's one problem solved. But what the souls will make it safely, but who's to see to their proper reseeding? This is a huge risk of Aora's balance. You really trust Mogren not to rebirth Aethasians as warriors of the flame? Think Galawain won't be greedy? Gon aside, the gods' past actions don't instill me with the greatest confidence. I think my duty to Gon's a little more important than my personal comfort, don't you? I can't just abandon my souls, not to mention my principles, and hope for the best. I don't know. They can't be aware, surely. Put my flock into the hands of experimenters? How can we trust they'd be successful? Or hell, even to be well-meaning in their intent? Just the thought's making my shoulders twitch. You sure about this? You're right. What if there's no one left to release the souls from the lantern after the darkness has come and Aora's recovered? The gods will survive, but Kithkind may not. Guess that settles it then. Find me an animancer, and we'll try it.
I shall put it to good use. No problem. I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement. Place got trampled just the same. This is Wide Wen all over again. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words.
That's Gon's footprint.
This weapon's no good to me. Sure. Why not? Leave it to me. No problem. Good thing I saw him first.
Not sure I can.
Better try something else. Hey, good thinking. What do you need?
What can I do you for? I hear you.
Sure. Can't do it.
Got someone in my...
This weapon's no good to me.
Looks like... What did you find, Ishi?
Leave it to me.
Eh? Yeah. Sure.
Leave it to me.
Why not?
I don't think so.
We got trouble.
After him!
Ha! Glory be to God!
Toss me something else. Take this. Wanna try something else?
Hey, whose side are you on?
Leave it to me. Got it.
Eh? Sure.
Got it.
Sure.
No problem.
What can I do you for?
You were saying? Not a problem, Captain.
What is this? Come closer. You glow so brightly, just like away. The striped fiends profane the island, endlessly burrowing, building. They bury the Adra under stone. Sugan says we must find a way in. Sugan says I must find a way in. Speaker for the gods. Grandfather to many. The fiends gather at the walls, searching too. Not for me, but they see me still. It is too dark. I will lose my way, or be swallowed by the terrible walker. Stay a little longer. Your glow is a comfort here. No, not dead. Still searching. A way, I said. A glowing, shining way. The way glows like an anglerfish lure. But I will follow the way, I think. But then... now, there is no way and no light. I am afraid. The way? I am searching for a way. Show me.
Captain, you were saying? You were saying?
Why not? Sure. Leave it to me.
Your orders? Let's go.
Good thing I saw. Nice hit!
Ashiza, strike! I've got this.
That's it!
Watch it with that.
Your orders? Let's go. You were saying? Just say the word.
The sea-striped fiends send you to uproot the tree of the gods, yes? Their blasphemy knows no bounds.
Give the order, Captain. Or just nod. I'm not picky.
So, the fiends corrupt even the sand-striped ones. Now, if you join them in befouling the Adra, then you will join them in death, too. They have received their due, as will all. Go! Carry a warning of what you have seen to the other shufflers. That shufflers must not disturb these roots, or the gods will destroy the islands. Fool! See what the impiet, the sand-striped shufflers know better. Now, foreign ones, now, the gods return to rain their punishment on these islands. Again. Do your stories say nothing of the many disasters? Of the shuffler nests washed away like foam? Many generations ago, the sand-striped ones built great hives across the islands, and bastions around the Adra roots. Their ancestors, yes. Their meddling displeased the gods. So the gods smashed their works with heaving volcanoes and crashing waves. You shufflers are beasts of habit. You do not learn. You cast off your sheddings by night, only to put them back on at daybreak. You wrap yourself in filthy, worn-out things. Our ancestors hid deep, where the waters quenched the fires and muffled the storms. They remembered while shufflers scattered. Now, the shufflers build again. The gods see. They will tear them all down.
The shuffler's tongue is thick with blasphemy. Kill him now, Sukar.
If your fat tongue speaks true, then give us proof. I tell you, thick tongues, if what you say is true, then surely you can I will believe your words, only if I hear them from the tongue of my own people.
Sugan, I found the way.
Yanis? You died. We saw.
The way became dark, but this one brought light.
We will kill the shuffler and free your soul, Yanis.
Do old scales cloud your eyes? The shuffler glows like the Godwalker, like the way. He will open the way.
The gods give you power, yes. But is it enough? Approach. Restore the blessing of the gods to the...
As your hand touches the dim Adra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near Port Mage. You concentrate on the pillar. The world around you swiftly falls away. For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time, but are still disoriented when you come to a sudden stop. You find yourself standing behind a familiar Titanic statue as it trucks standing at Aethys' shoulder. Your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form. Energy pulses along the tether, each wave feeding the Audra's movements. He stops. His head cranes behind him, again accompanied by the sound of stone shearing and buckling. His eyes rest upon you. He does not reach for the cord, but considers you for a long span of silence before speaking.
Your first attempt to contact me was brave. This second attempt, is it born out of desperation or something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Cadnua? There was no malice in that act. It was a coincidence of time, place, and necessity.
Aethys' voice grows fainter as he speaks.
I am sorry for what I did, but it was done for the hope of a better future. It is not. When the gods set foot to Aora, the mountains tremble and the seas roil. The moon falls from the heavens, and the sky blackens with ash. It is not fair. It is not just. Like the storm. I care for those I have harmed, but it is not enough to care. What I have done, what I do, is done out of love. And love requires sacrifices, sometimes awful ones.
Aethys becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over your hand, tendrils of light probing into the air around you. They poke and prod at the silent lost souls hovering in your vicinity.
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the gods' true nature. Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't. The last time I walked Aora, I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most. And after we are finished here, I'm certain they will call for you at the hour of their choosing. Won't they, Watcher? Yes, I will tell you. But this is not the time. As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether grows weaker, and I have already tarried too long. Soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world.
The edges of Aethys' massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel. As Aethys speaks, his voice sounds garbled, fragmented, and distant.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margaren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, you will not be able to follow. Before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul, but I can spare you this portion.
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting, even before it contacts you. Within the light, there is a dark core, roiling and violent, contrasting the warmth and brilliance of its outer shell.
I have seen the darkness in you, Watcher. but will not judge you for it. Never again. Take what is yours.
The energy washes over you, flooding you with feelings and memories you had thought long forgotten until they settle back into the cracks of your soul. And then the tether and cord snap, Aethys's figure evaporating into dust that mingles with the endless gray expanse. Heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is pierced by the light of the living world.
Long have we kept peace with the sand-striped people. But then, the foreign ones came and spread, killed our people, built their hives everywhere.
Your type weren't exactly accommodating.
We were sure the Godwalker came to cast them out, that driving them away was a holy mission. You have never fought to defend something very fortunate or cowardly. We must go. I know not what this means, but our brethren should hear of it.
Not an option, Snake. Bet you were keeping count of how many good soldiers you fanged. Vengeance for my countrymen! Got someone in my...
After him! Like that? Quick, toss me something else. I'm having some trouble moving through this.
Strike! That's where we're hitting the water.
That's it.
For the homeland! Captain?
This luminous Audra ought to be able to take my soul's watcher. What do you say? Get ready to witness the feat of a lifetime, Watcher. I'm about to do God's good work, to single-handedly shepherd a multitude of souls straight into the depths of hell. Long as you're watching my back, I'll be fine. I can't! Watcher, I can't do it! Stop me! Ugh, son of a god's darn motherless cur! That hurt worse than a back-to-back whooping from Uncle Angbert's Thank God I'll never, ever be doing that again. Good God. I feel so very much. How couldn't I be? I can feel it prickling under my skin. I've strived to do God's will ever since I was a little girl, huddling in the back of the barn, bathed in darkness. I just never knew reaping could feel so good. Look at my lantern shine, Watcher. Beautiful as a harvest moon dripping red with blood.
Captain, a word? You've spoken to Aethys, which means you know what we're up against. If the fleet sailed up to him and fired every cannon at once, I imagine we'd have a fighting chance at taking a chip off his kneecap. There's no stopping him, is there? I'll tell your friend to point Aethys and his giant green ass towards another archipelago, because he's stepping all over the future of Rawatai. I suppose there's a certain appeal to recognizing the inevitable. We don't have to waste our breath trying to stop it. It reminds me of the first time I shot to kill. There he stood, a pirate captain barking orders from the forecastle. Out of everyone's range but mine. The wind toyed with us. I took aim, never thinking I'd make the shot, but then I felt this awareness, like someone out there was aiming me. A cannon blast took me by surprise. I squeezed off a shot, expecting it to fly wide, but the bullet took my target between his eyes. I don't know if Bareth kicked open a door or the Sky Mother held my hand, but that man was meant to die. I've got that same feeling now. Better or worse, I know that Aethys is meant to succeed. Hope I didn't take the wind out of your sail. Whether or not we can change anything, at least we can say we were there. That's more than most people get.
Got it.
Afraid not, Captain.
Eh? No problem.
Don't let the door hit your scaly behinds on the way out.
I remember the last time I talked to a god. Oh, wait, this doesn't just happen to everyone else? Well...
All the places he can go, and he chooses a spot named for Magrin.
I'm ready to chase Gone if you are.
Oh, good thing we're in the Deadfire, where the volcanoes definitely aren't going to awaken at any time.
Scale-bellied cowards! I knew they'd run!
Look at our beacon. Even the Colossus couldn't destroy it. And those snakes aren't so tough now, are they? The lighthouse shines again. We survive. It's proof that our people can conquer anything. That our works can survive. The Hansanui will want to thank you personally for your help here. And she should also know what we're up against. She's usually at the Brass Citadel in Nekataka, though she gets called to the palace often, haggling with the queen and the... Looking for a real challenge after what you did to those scale bellies? The only thing I know about the place is it's supposedly made of fire, and no one's ever come back from it. But anything can be overcome. Clear skies.
You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field. The grass still holds the warmth of late afternoon sunlight, but a chill breeze blows at your back, raising goose flesh down your arms. The chirr and trill of nightjars rises with the wind. In the inky bruise of the sky, stars ignite by the ones and twos. The tolling of a single bell joins the chorus of birdsong. Then another. The sound surrounds you. Every stalk of grass bears a delicate silver bell on its end, bobbing in the wind. The chill breeze becomes a howling gale, and the tide of ringing bells sweeps you off your feet. It carries you like flotsam through the sea of grass. Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Watcher.
The voice of the pallid night shakes the earth at your feet. You have returned to Bareth's realm, your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the god of death.
Once again, you have spoken with the child of light.
The pallid night says,
Tell me what you have learned. Intriguing.
The pallid night stares past you, pensive.
While attend. Tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends. In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices. They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you. In the space beside Bareth, an eye blinks open, followed fast by several more. They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Here we are.
The voices speak in unison. A figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a pale elf, an ocean human, a Naga. Each of them eyeless. They are Wal.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages. And we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Some things must be lost to be found again. You knew that once, when you buried my scroll beneath the earth in Black Meadow. But it seems you have forgotten. We have read the book of your life, Watcher. It is heavy with the weight of your choices, and its pages are not unmarred by the blood of others. You read, but on a smaller scale. We see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy. What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever-shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
A man strides through the door to Bareth's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step. Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Aora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform and cascades down into the beyond. From out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
Galawain says. In the changeling's voice, You hear the soft patter of rain on leaves, and the rush of wind through treetops.
No, he is a creature of the pack, left long alone. Without our strength behind him, he is weak.
Galawain says.
If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Aethys does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
Andra's voice rises like a tide, panic riding its crest. The doors lining the walls of Bareth's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man. Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past your shoulder, and the figure snatches it from the air. A man made half of metal and half of ruined skin stands before you. The rounded metal of a well-worn shield makes up most of his skull, his right eye socket, and jaw. His mouth is pulled forever into a half-grimace.
If Aethys has something foolish planned, perhaps we can turn him from that path and set him down a more productive one.
Abaddon's words crash and screech together, like long steel gears forced to movement for the first time in centuries.
Abaddon speaks with a child's naivety.
Andra says.
He violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my spine.
Andra says.
I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges. She settles her characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash. Mogren returns.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Eora, our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks.
Mogren says.
I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him. But I will bear down upon Aethys with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
The death of thousands now could prevent the death of millions later.
Andra says. Dark, inky tears fall from Andra's eyes.
Sacrifices of the few protect the futures of the many. You cannot let your petty mortal feelings blind you to the urgency of the dilemma Aethys has thrust upon us.
You will mind upon whose ground you tread.
The Pallid Knight watches you with keen, predatory eyes. The deep, bellowing cry of an aurochs shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end. Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Mogren dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the Pallid Knight stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time.
Remergond says.
Should Aethys care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts. Aethys seeks a slate wiped clean.
Remergond says.
Freedom from the endless revolutions of Barath's wheel.
The final emancipation of the countless stolen mortal lives the gods hoard within themselves.
The Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn.
Andra says.
So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
We can wait no longer to act.
The Pallid Knight says.
Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans.
Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles. You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Bareth's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom. Then, the water recedes. Gone, like a dream upon. The gods are gone, but you remain.
Gotta wait in my lantern now. Almost feel like always. Not a day or night goes by that I don't glimpse the darkness. It calls to me. My duty and my God. It knows. I got a wildness in my blood, Watcher. Oh, I am, Watcher. Can you hear them in there? The new souls I caught? Already they're giving me such sweet death. Tell me what's on your mind? We talking during the Saints' War or after he died? Well, before he died, he was still Aethys as the majority of my brethren know him. Aethys embodied a human, and when that human got blown to bits, we all believed Aethys died. And I think a part of him did, the part he'd most closely woven into living flesh, the part that represented life, and rebirth after death. Which means the part of him that could have survived, that stormed across the Deadfire seas, was the side more aligned with obsidian, rot, and falling away. That which is death. No need to fiddlefoot around. I'm listening. Sure thing, Watcher. When I was little, me and my brothers used to spend hours chasing each other through the Merkberry fields. Don't think a day went by I didn't have a skinned knee or a bleeding elbow.
Oh, we did that sometimes. Only my brother usually had a hand in the bleeding.
He older or younger than you? Either way, I bet he's just as strapping.
Older. Was older. Then Raid Sarah's invaded.
Oh, of course, it's... God, but I'm so sorry.